Good evening, USA. Allow me to first apologize for this interruption. I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of the everyday routine, the security of the familiar, the tranquility of repetition. I enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of humanity, consideration, compassion, and a little thing known as survival of the species, I thought we could take a break from all the name-calling, all the vitriol, all the mindless finger-pointing and casting of blame and hate, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak. I suspect even now venom is being shouted at the screen, angry at my request to have a civil chat about caring. Why? Because certain factions of society do not want us to focus on humanity, for it is a challenge to their power and manipulation of the populace. Yet remembering that all individuals, no matter their appearance, are Homo sapiens, and pausing on those words for a moment, offers us the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there? Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression, where once you had the freedom to object, think and speak, yet maintain civility, you now have lost consideration and unleashed overt discrimination, hatred, exclusion, and senseless violence. How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and we must hold them accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need look only into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? War, terror, joblessness. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to Donald Trump. He promised you order. He promised you peace. He promised you endless winning. All he demanded in return was your silence, obedient consent, as he slandered the press, stripped away meals for impoverished elderly and the infirm, and rather embarrassingly rejected science and your actual safety by shamefully removing regulations to protect the water you drink and the air that you breathe. And to add insult to injury, he's determined to repeal your health care now, just when you may need it most. These are only a few of this nightmare's highlights. Thus, tonight, I seek to remind us all that fear is our enemy, one determined to end logical thinking and induce unthinking, panicked decision-making. Recall, 75 years ago, a great citizen wished to remind us that fear itself was the enemy. Fear was what held us back, held humanity back. Fear, in fact, is crippling. His hope was to remind the citizenry that fear blinds us to fairness, compassion, justice, freedom, and our collective humanity. It leads to greed and selfishness, unempathetic, simple-minded black and white perspectives that all too often result in violence. So, if you've seen nothing, if the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then you have my condolence. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me and demand discovery in the case of Donald Trump, a full disclosure of his tax returns, his business dealings and conflicts of interest, and possible treason. Let us insist relentlessly. Let us be dogged. Let us be the squeaky wheel. Let us be true patriotic citizens who exercise their First Amendment rights to peaceably assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances. Let us politely and peaceably request and re-request the facts, the evidence, an actual investigation, and most importantly, let us do so without fear.